Welcome to the Jolt Creativity Pregame Show. Jolt Creativity. Destroy the lie.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Jolt Creativity Pregame Show on this Futsal Champions Series Friday night. To kick off the weekend, I'm Jared Kleppel bringing you the action. And to start it all off, we go to Grand Rapids. It is Ole Futsal Club hosting Detroit Imperial, as you can see right here. Ole at 4-0. They have yet to lose in the FCS. And Detroit Imperial, they're at 5-1. They're on a roll, and they're looking to take down the champs. This is the first time these two teams have met since the clubs met in the 2025 semifinal when Ole ended up winning and going on to winning the championship. It's been almost a year since these two teams have met, and they'll be meeting in Grand Rapids tonight. Let's take a closer look at Ole. Again, they have not lost a game, and here's a quote from their coach, Fabian Rodriguez, this past week. We're playing every game like it's a final. They know the target on their back. They know that everyone wants to beat them. They know that for most teams, they're coming in like it's a final to try to beat Ole. And so his message to his players is we can't take anybody lightly, and we have to play with this, knowing that this target's on our back. We have to treat every game like it is a final. I mentioned to him about Emerson Mena on the other side, a very key player for Detroit Imperial who has the ability to really influence a game and swing a game. And he said, if as good as a goalkeeper is, a goalkeeper doesn't usually do too well at saving the back post. That's how he plans to get around the talent of Mena. Of course, he recognized the talent that he had. And there's actually a few more words that Coach Fabian Rodriguez said, and we'll show them to you.
Historically, for me, I think they've always been very good on counterattacks. They've always had, some special players that can make things happen individually. Davide looks like he had a great game last weekend, so he's definitely someone that is always looking to change the game and create something out of nothing. Understand how we need to prepare as a team as far as how they're going to attack and how they're going to defend us. But I think we've seen enough situations to make those adjustments and prepare for anything. Every team is stepping out, just focused and playing aggressive, playing hard. I feel like a lot of it is just pure motivation stepping into these games. So my message to the guys is just always to stay sharp and play every game like a final, because I feel like that's how we have to treat every game regardless of who we're playing against, not take the games for granted.
And indeed, they will not take tonight's game against Detroit Imperial for granted. And Detroit, they're looking like, a couple wins in a row. They've only lost one all year. They are at the top of the standings, and a win today would do a lot for them. More on them on the other side of the break. Don't go anywhere. We're ticking down to the final moments. Shoreline City trying to put something together. Aldoni Mendez, he's shielding off Hasevic's toe poke, finds the back of the net. Shoreline's up by 1 with a minute to play.
Wow, Aldoni Mendez just showing his intelligence to shield the ball, to not let Hasevic come through, and just to prevent, Hasevic is pulling at him, just to prevent any.
Committing a crime so you can try to escape from prison. Bad idea. Going to the pod escape room to play an escape game with your friends. Great idea. Test your skill as an astronaut in outer space. Find Santa in Save Christmas. Or take a vacation to an abandoned island. Just don't get stuck there. The Pod Escape Room. Learn more at thepodlansing.com.
McKenzie plays it in. Gets it right back to Ramsey Terminini. Weisenhunt's across. Whoa! Hold up! Ramsey Terminini from the circle.
And just like that, Jenga is back in this match. What a shot from Terminini from deep.
My.
Unbelievable. He unleashes just power.
Placement to the upper 90 back post, and the lead is ultimately asking the question, like, was this the best match of futsal on U.S. soil? From a perspective of an entire 40 minutes of futsal, two teams that are playing really good futsal. It's back and forth, but not because it's chaotic.
The intensity just kept increasing.
Yeah.
And it started at kickoff.
Very little drop-off or mistake, and they just keep playing that really good futsal. This is what it's supposed to look like right here. There's no doubt that the environment, it's a part of what makes a game what it is. But I think like this is a game that if you took all that away and you just watched the game, it would be amazing still.
You're watching the Futsal Champions Series on FCS Live.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Jolt Creativity pregame show ahead of this showdown in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Ole hosting Detroit Imperial tonight. Two teams at the top of the standings. Detroit Imperial at the very top at 5-1, the first team to 5 wins. And for Ole, they've only played 4 games, but they're still perfect. We talked about Ole already. Let's dive in a little bit closer to this Detroit team. We can go toe-to-toe with Ole. This is what Pierce Brannigan had to say this past week. He believes in his team. Their confidence is soaring, but he does believe that composure has been an issue in the past, particularly when they play Ole, and he does think that that is going to be something they must maintain control of. Davide DePoce was a player that he talked highly of. Of course, he's been an impact player for Detroit Imperial all season. 4 goals and assists in the most recent outing. Of course, Emerson Mena is going to have a huge effect on the game. And also, Kevin Rodriguez has been stepping up lately. We've seen him in 2 matches now, and the most recent one against Chicago House at home. I saw him particularly at the pivot spot doing very well, possibly making a name for himself. For more on Detroit Imperial, here's Pierce Brannigan.
The outlook's really good, actually. We're really confident, coming off 2 big results past 2 weeks, and everyone's ready to go and ready to play. And, these are the types of games we actually want to play where, there's not a guaranteed success and, it's going to be a heated battle. I think talent-wise, both teams are incredible. I think we can go toe-to-toe with them. I think we're organized well enough, and 1v1, I think we have individuals who can stop their players 1v1. So I really think preventing that counterattack and preventing the 2v1 scenarios is gonna be key.
What players are you looking to have a big impact on the game this week?
Davide, for one, he's been killing it last couple of games, coming off having 4 goals and an assist, I think, which is incredible. Emerson's gonna have a huge role in the game. The game could be so tight it could come down to who is the better goalkeeper on the day. He'll have a huge role. And then I think Kevin Rodriguez, we've seen him for two games now, but he's very skilled and very strong on the ball and has scored, I think, versus Lansing, he had a hat trick, and then last week he had 2 goals, so quickly making a name for himself. This is going to be war. Expect a very intense battle. Everyone's going to be giving their all, maximum effort, maximum intensity, and there's going to be moments where it could potentially blow up, right? Hopefully we can manage that. If you look at the string of Ole games that we've played against them, there always seems to be an incident where one of our guys loses their heads, commits a foul, says something they shouldn't. Preventing that this year will allow us to really stick to our game plan. But you never know. It seems like every time our teams meet, it means a little bit more to everyone. And there's history behind this. I think it's going to be a huge battle.
And so we are not too long from kickoff now. Looking at the standings right in front of me, Detroit Imperial 5-1 with 15 points. Ole 4-0 with 12 points. Will Detroit Imperial be the first to knock off the undefeated reigning FCS champs, or will Ole continue their hot streak, especially at home, and take care of business? My take on this game, I think Ole Futsal Club has looked very strong, obviously, and at home particularly. And the last time these two teams met, I thought that they won. I wouldn't say it was totally comfortably, but I felt like they were never in too much danger of losing. There was some really good goalkeeper saves in that semifinal last year by Mendoza and Montes. I think specifically Andres Montes had some in the second half that really shut the door for any kind of threat on Imperial. But Detroit Imperial is a better team this year. I think they're a better team this year, and so it could be exciting. We could have fireworks in Grand Rapids tonight, and the kickoff is coming up shortly, so don't go anywhere. They're currently down 2. Here's Hindich at the near post. She slots it in. What a placement.
Yeah, fantastic
from number 9,
placement.
Medina Hindich. We take another look.
That's what,
wow.
Ole has to be frustrated with the goalkeeping.
I was pleasantly surprised with how we did. I feel like we did compete to the level that we could. I think you could definitely tell our lack of experience. I think some of our goals were generally just some mistakes, and I think it's a combination of nerves and just not having the experience playing at the pace that we were playing. It's really fast, and I think if we tighten that up, we could have stayed really there with them, which is cool. I think for our first game, especially going against a team like Ole, I was really proud of the way we played.
Yeah.
Made a fantastic play. You want to make that pass to the back foot and really give your teammate an opportunity just to slide it home first time, but Aldama was not able to handle it.
Midwest are able to work it up. How about this back post? A pretty goal. Raul Montañez doubles the lead.
Look, Aldama could not handle the pass to put it away himself, so he said, you know what, Montañez, I'm going to give it back to you, Raul. With a little back heel flick, just roll over, give it back to him. Montañez.
You're watching the Futsal Champions Series on FCS Live.
It's a 2025 FCS semifinal rematch in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Ole Futsal Club welcoming Detroit Imperial, who are on a tear at the top of the table at 5-1. Ole still unbeaten in FCS play. Will this turn out like the semifinals last year, or will Detroit hand Ole their first loss? Both teams coming into this knowing it's going to be a hot match. Fireworks probable. Welcome to the Futsal Champions Series on a Friday night. I'm Jared Kleppel bringing you the action here in homeschool building to kick off this FCS weekend. 3 games, 1 tonight and 2 tomorrow. It's a doubleheader in Lansing. But right in front of us, the gray court of homeschool building, referees getting set, the teams getting ready to walk out. This is a game that has been anticipated for quite some time. I mean, we mentioned it. They haven't played since the 2025 semifinals. It's been nearly a year since these two teams have played. As you see the Ole huddle there, I saw Andres Montes laughing and smiling with his team. They are in high spirits, of course, 4-0 on the year. They have the advantage, though. It's Detroit Imperial that are 5-1, and with a win tonight, they will gain that advantage over Ole, because Ole will join them with a single loss. So that would be huge, because right now it's Ole with the advantage, 2 games in the hand. But if Detroit win, then all of a sudden they're ahead because they have the same amount of losses and more wins. So they've, done what they needed to do to get on top. So we haven't seen Ole lose in the Futsal Champions Series yet, but they have gotten close. Of course, their first game was a tie last year against Midwest, and then this year a close one against Lansing City that they came out from behind, actually. And then their most recent match was against Shoreline City, and that one was only, 2 goals? A 2-goal margin in that game, which has been the closest this season, I believe, matching how much they beat Lansing by in the beginning of the year. We are set here for the national anthem and kickoff right after.
Play ball. And now, it's time for the game.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are here in Grand Rapids, Michigan for this highly anticipated showdown in the FCS this year. Ole Futsal Club taking on Detroit Imperial. There's Frankie Mendoza, starting goalkeeper for Ole Futsal. In fact, let's take a look at those starters right now. The home side, Frankie Mendoza in goal. He has veteran captain Lito Esquivel in front of him at the fixo. They are glad to have him back. Cesar Martinez on the left. David Zavala getting the start for the first time this year. We've seen some great things from him. And Aaron Gomez up top, one of the best pivots in the league. Coin toss, you can see happening right behind these starting lineup graphics. Emerson Mena in goal. That is a player who, of all the players in the FCS, he is one of the strongest and most likely to have the ability to swing a game one way or the other with his ability. In front of him, Davide Depoche, one of the best technical players, comfortable on the ball in the league. His right, Abdullah Esale. To his left, Peyton Trask, who's getting the start tonight. We've seen some good things from him. And how about number 7 up top, Kevin Rodriguez, We've seen him for 2 games. This will be his 3rd. And he is starting to make a name for himself. Had a chat with Coach Pierce Brannigan of Detroit Imperial about his impact, and he likes what he sees. That's how these 2 teams will be starting. You see Lito, Caesar, David, and Aaron Gomez right there. Lito giving the final instructions before the game begins. He is one of the players that's been playing competitive futsal for the longest out of anybody in the league. You know, when you think about players in that category, you think of Lito Esquivel, you think of Jeremy Kleppel, and there's maybe Miguel Cervantes. He's been around for a while, but one of those players that kind of experience can often prove invaluable, especially in games like this. Davide Poche standing on the other side. Gomez at the center dot, ready to get things going. And here we go from Grand Rapids, Michigan, in homeschool building. Detroit Imperial starting in a high press, winning the ball right away. Aaron Gomez already talking to the referee about being pushed. And Olay on the far side. It's going through Zavala all the way to Lito Esquivel down the line. They have an early chance. Got it by Emerson Mena, but couldn't find the back of the net. So very early on, Imperial already giving up a nice chance to Olay as they combine with this strong lineup. Very interesting to see Zavala in the starting lineup. You know, he's a player that has been doing very well this season. We saw him originally on the 3rd line, and he's been bumped up to a starter. See what kind of impact he has on this game. You know, Olay, they are the deepest team in the league without a doubt. Often playing 3 separate lines, fairly quick rotations of just, you know, maybe 2 or 3 minutes at the most. And the level of play does not drop very much. That's what Imperial is facing as they're on the attack here. It's on the turn and strike with the right foot. Amin Unzar, another new name this year for Imperial right there. You see him, and he's had an impact on this white jersey Detroit Imperial, making the trip from the east side of the state. Heavy pressure from Olay. They like to score off the counter. They like to score on the back post. They have multiple players that excel in 1v1s, and that was something that Coach Pierce Brannigan talked about. He said, you know what, I think we can go toe-to-toe with this Olay team, and I think that we have the personnel and the talent to be able to minimize the 1v1 attacking opportunities. And we'll see if that comes true here on the floor tonight. Chip into the pivot spot. Lito's all over it. Zavala tries to go down the line, and Unzar thought it was his, but not according to the official in green. So Esquivel will switch sides, ball up to the pivot spot, breaking pressure. Gomez controls it. Now near side, Martinez. Back to Esquivel. Esquivel looking up. Space for Zavala. Able to turn out of bounds. Last touched by Olay, says Imperial, or says the referee, excuse me. DePoche now settling it in the back. Hits it right into Zavala, but back at his foot. Ball up to the pivot spot. Only Olay there. J.R. Real on the floor. Gets it back, and he'd be the first one to open up the scoreline. He does! Olay! Take 2 minutes to get on the board first through number 9, J.R. Real.
Number 9!
Let's take another look at it. Working with Cesar Martinez. Just got on the floor in the middle of a line change, and all too easy for J.R. Real. Slipping it by the left side of Mena, who is so good in net and in those situations often puts up a really good fight, but that one really seemed quite simple for J.R. Real and this Olay squad as they take the 1-0 lead. early on here at home. Johan Vasquez committing the foul there. Perhaps we'll see a caution here, not sure.
Free kick.
But it will be the first foul committed by either team in today's match. As Imperial look to go down the far side. And quickly it's Olay the other way. Can they get another one? Just enough on it from Mena. But Olay retained possession in the corner as we see the other captain of the Olay squad, Cesar Alayo. Uh-oh, it's another one. Olay futsal through Danny Diaz at the back post. And how many times we have heard those two words together? Diaz and back post. I don't know if back post is a hyphenated one or technically a compound word or 3 words. But Danny Diaz back post has happened quite a bit for Olay as we see him put it in the back of the net. First save from Mena, and just no one to keep the ball from coming through, and Olay forced the issue. And as I heard Fabian Rodriguez mention, the coach of Olay this week, as talented as any goalkeeper might be, it's difficult for any goalkeeper to stop the back post, and that's how they score goal number 1. This match is sponsored by Ally Marketing, official marketing partner of the Futsal Champions Series. If you're looking for a marketing business to partner with that will treat you more like a friend than a number in their checkbook, look at allymarketing.us. ALLYmarketing.us, the official marketing partner of the Futsal Champions Series. Ally Marketing, let's be friends. Frankie Mendoza there hasn't had much to do tonight yet. That timeout was called by Detroit to try to get some things in order and settled, as they know against a talented team like Olay at home. Look at the crowd. In front of this crowd, things can get out of hand quickly. Giving up 2 goals in the first 3 minutes is not how you want to start if you are the challengers from the east side. Poche lines up for a free kick here, asking for space in the wall. And the whistle blows, and here he goes. Going right inside, and it was Amin Unzar who got a piece of it. Looked dangerous. I don't know if Mendoza got a piece of it or if it was deflected otherwise, but that was a dangerous opportunity for Imperial. Poche now in the back, under pressure, goes back to his goalkeeper. Olay go. Imperial with a nice opportunity there. Poche just a little bit behind. Number 10, Davide Poche for Detroit Imperial. He's been really an engine for this team, even back before they were Detroit Imperial. Oh, as this ball comes across, and no one at the back post, but that could have been an easy tap-in for Abdoulaye Saleh had he got on the end of the pass from Rodriguez. We are getting word that we missed a foul on our foul count, so we'll add that to the tally for Olay, and this is going to be a foul against Imperial, I believe. Their first
2-1, correct?
Of the half.
2-1.
As Olay get things going again. Now here is Asale.
Olay has 2.
Turnover in favor of Olay. Out of bounds, last touch by Imperial. Manning will get this one going again. And this is a Detroit team that has had success so far this year. top of the standings. Positive 18 goal differential for this Imperial squad. And of course, the only asterisk to that is they have 2 games. They've played 2 games more than Ole, so Ole have the advantage in that sense. And a lot of their success has been influenced by that man right there, Frankie Mendoza, one of the best goalkeepers in the league. As we have a slide tackle from behind, this should definitely be a caution. And we are going to see the first caution of the match to number 14, Ahmed Abushaban, for that slide tackle from behind. Take another look at it. Ball coming from Daniel De Leon, a very talented player as well. And yeah, just clips him there on the slide tackle from behind. You know, Coach Pierce Brannigan talked about the potential for there to be composure explosions in a game like this. It's something that has been a part of the history of these 2 teams, and he said that's something we really need to keep control of, and we need to make sure we're keeping our heads, and that way we can stick to our game plan. And it just seems like there's something about Ole. He was saying that it just feels like it's both sides are fighting. It's like a war, is how Coach Pierce Brannigan put it, as David Zavala nearly adds goal number 3. And a quick distribution from Mena, which is a largely overlooked attribute of a goalkeeper in futsal, and Mena has been excellent at it this year. Ethan Jansen plays it out of bounds, and it will be Imperial ball. Poche to put it in. He goes forward. Ole take over and now have it in the back. Mose Crawford with it at his foot, working with Elias in the back. Little chip to Mose Crawford. He's got some space. The Poche is wondering where his other defenders are. Ball out of bounds, last touch by Imperial. Not quite on the same page, and Depoche takes over, and his ball to Abushaban is behind him. Here is Asale, number 6 for Detroit Imperial. Now Abushaban advancing forward, trying to work with Rodriguez. And it's not there for him. That's a player, number 7 for Imperial. Pierce Brannigan, their coach, has spoken highly of recently. This is his 3rd match with the team. And he's had an impact in those first 2, and he will need to be a part of any comeback that Detroit Imperial will have here. They've been able to stop the bleeding after giving 2 goals up in the first 2 or 3 minutes. And now looking for an attack of their own as Asale comes around with the left foot. That's another player for Imperial that has been a part of the core squad for quite some time, even back when they were Midwest. One of the oldest teams in the FCS, as Depoche is able to keep it possession there. He's got it going forward. Ball right on his foot, and now Imperial retreat. And Martinez stepping up to send that one out of bounds. Here's Depoche on the left side, and his attempt neither looked good for a shot nor a pass there. I'm not sure if he was miscommunicating with Asale, but it goes right into the wall, and Mendoza will restart play. He goes long, looking for Lito Esquivel. Ball bounces by his foot, and Mena will restart play. Last time these 2 teams met was in the 2025 semifinal. Ole hosted that one. It wasn't a home school building, but it was a home game for them. And, of course, Ole went on to win the FCS Championship, remaining undefeated in the Futsal Champions Series. But if you are new to the matchup of these two teams, their history does go back further than just FCS play. So these teams and players are familiar with each other.
Ole, kick it.
Maybe not quite as familiar as the two teams from Grand Rapids, as well as the team from Muskegon that has a lot of Grand Rapids players. Those are people and players that see each other a whole bunch throughout the whole year in the FCS and in other ways. But definitely familiarity with the foe here tonight between these two squads. 12.5 on the clock. Here's Aaron Gomez. Looks like Imperial playing a diamond zone at the moment. Nice little play there from Lito Esquivel and a good defense. Quickly looking for an outlet to DePoche on the counter, but it wasn't there. Here comes Gabriele Aureliano, number 9 for Imperial. We've seen him a few times this year. Hasn't been available for every game. Now DePoche working with Rodriguez. Some space. Mendoza coming out. Martinez is able to stop it, and then a shot goes just a little bit wide. Probably too close for comfort for Mendoza there as the distribution all the way up the floor. Mena comes out to take care of it. And it will be a kick in for Ole, pinned down deep in their own corner. Aaron Gomez now holding play up, finding Cesar Martinez. Going right back to him, and Mena with a great save. Keeping Gomez out with the right hand. Take a look. This is his elbow, actually. A nice ball from Martinez, beating 3 defenders with that ball. And now, here's an opportunity. Aureliano met by Mendoza to the cheer of the crowd. And down goes Alayo for the 3rd foul of the match against Imperial, as we see that one again from Aureliano. And shutting the door was Frankie Mendoza. Nearly got beat 5-hole there, but was able to close it down enough. Now Ole on the attack, going down the line. Space at the back post. It was nearly Danny Diaz in back post once again. I'm going to need someone to check on that for me. Is back post 1 word or 2 words? We need to figure it out. Because Danny Diaz and back post have gone together all year long. Nearly got another one there. J.R. Real now looking inside. Crawford with time and space. Toe poke. Missed to the left just by a little bit. Long distribution from Mena. And it ends up at the foot of Mendoza. Cesar Elia working with Danny Diaz. Diaz with the turn. Mose Crawford coming up the floor. All 4 defenders for Imperial back. Crawford goes down. And it goes out, last touch by Imperial. Nice play there, and a great kick save from the attempt by Cesar Alayo. Threatening goal number 3. But the kick save from Mena is enough to keep him out. Chip off the corner. First time Alayo hits it too high. Another long one from Mena. And now a 2v1. Sliding tackle from Amin Unzar keeps Ole at bay.
Talking about Look at you. I just hear.
Here's J.R. Real. Goes back to Cesar Alayo. He has to run it down just a bit. And DePoche pressing with the rest of his squad. As Ole will make a change to a mixed third line. Lito Esquivel anchoring this line. And Mena stepping out of goal to prevent that attack. Can Imperial transition? A shot saved by Frankie Mendoza, be out for a corner. Sale getting ready to put it down, and Esquivel in front of him. Ole still missing Lito's brother Sammy, who had a torn meniscus early in the summer. He is yet to return. Have not heard yet if he will be back at all this season. Potentially the playoffs is the latest on Sammy Esquivel. That's a player that, if you are an Ole faithful, you would love to hear back in the lineup. But they are 4-0 without him this year. And they're at a positive 24 goal differentials. Mendoza tries to add to it. Not a bad shot by any means. And Mena gets the save at the far post. And the last game Ole was in was a 4-2 victory over Shoreline, but that was nearly a month ago. It's actually closer to 3 weeks, back in early January. That matches the closest margin for them this year. Also a 2-goal victory over Lansing earlier in the year. As Imperial have a chance here, do they break through? No. Couldn't tell for a moment. But their chance will just be a restart for Mendoza. That last game, Ole played against Shoreline. Forgot to mention, but Gabe Villagomez, who I don't believe is rostered for tonight, he had a huge game in that one. A hat trick and assist, including the go-ahead goal in that 4-2 victory over Shoreline. Oh, is this one? It's nearly there for DePoche before it's cleared out by the Ole defense.
Is our mop bucket ready so we can try and mop the middle at least? Okay, yeah, because you see, yeah, I think we really only need to do the middle because that's
now here is Imperial looking for a long diagonal, not quite on the same page as we see a couple players for the first time tonight.
So I know
providing pressure right now is Isale and Unzar. DePoche heading it away in the back.
Underneath the sink in the kitchen.
And it's Dylan Clark who's fighting with Daniel De Leon for possession. De Leon wins it. Has Pablo Real in the middle, but he is tripped up before he can do anything about that, and it's going to be the 4th foul against Detroit.
Yeah, go ahead. What were you saying? As soon as we get done, we'll be able to do it. It's not a question. I don't think.
Understood that correctly. There might have been a yellow card issue as well.
Sounds good to me.
As Ole gets set up here with Lito Esquivel, comes into David Zavala, left foot. Couldn't get by the pick of De Leon. And no foul there from the officials. Strike. Mena with the block at the near post. I am receiving confirmation that on the previous play, it was a yellow against Imperial. So 4 fouls for them, 2 for Ole. 7.5 to go. Only 1 more foul to give for the Imperial side. Ole in possession here in the attacking half. Shot from far out. No, was looking for the back post, and Esquivel nearly put that one up and in as Mena goes quick and long once again. We've seen him do that a lot tonight. Seems to be a particular emphasis for the Imperial squad for Mena to go long with distribution and quickly to try to catch Ole. without defenders back. Here's a transition opportunity for Imperial. 3v3, DePoche, near post. He goes to the ground on the shot and no call. Looks like he wanted a foul, but he's not going to get one. And Mendoza will restart from net. Most recent match for the Imperial squad was last week, an 8-4 win in Chicago. And a key performance says a scuffle here, no call. DePoche with a try, blocked by Mendoza, and it was DePoche who had a huge impact last game, 4 goals and an assist against Chicago. But in this case, it's Mendoza who comes up with a nice save, just his 3rd on the night.
Detroit.
But an important one. Ole setting up the defense for this corner. Imperial with 1 player just outside your screen to the right. 2 in the middle, and DePoche over the ball in the corner. Whistle blows, here comes the kick. Going right into the defender, and Martinez says it's not going through any further. Now the ball to Dylan Clark. He goes to the other side. Mena up the floor as a 5th attacker. Kind of pressure can Imperial put on this Ole squad with 5 in the attacking half? Clark and Isale on the far side. DePoche calling for it. Ball comes into the middle. Unzar. And now Mena to DePoche. Pressure from Ole. They get it by. Into the corner. Clark. And it's Gomez who is there. You can see both Coach Fabian Rodriguez and Lito Esquivel pointing out the deficiencies of how they were just defending that. Here comes a toe poke. And a touch from Dylan Clark off the post. How close was that one? Take a look. Got a piece of it. Couldn't tell if Mendoza also touched it, but it went off the post. And Imperial are threatening again with Unzar. Now DePoche. Solid to Clark. Clark down the line, finding space, but Mendoza collects. Transition. Here goes David Zavala, just Mena to beat. Mena's there in the right position as he is so many times. Imperial want a foul. They're not going to get one, but they do collect possession. And now on the attack, little chip to Unzar to the back post. And it's deflected just wide of the goal. And Ole will complete a change.
No, it's everything.
Danny Diaz, J.R. Real, Mose Crawford on the floor, I believe with Cesar Alayo. Yes, it is indeed. The key factor so far, which is many times this way for any team that plays Ole, is they have been rotating their 3 lines fairly quickly, staying fresh. And for Imperial, as Unzar wanted to call on that one, how much have you seen number 10, DePoche, out there? It's been most of the game. How much have you seen either Unzar or Rodriguez, Isale? Probably been playing, DePoche, Isale probably upwards of 80% of the match, and for Rodriguez and Unzar, between the 2 of them, probably 80% of the match. How much does that fatigue affect and impact this game? We'll see as time goes on. Here is Clark on the far side. All 4 Ole players behind the ball, gets a diagonal off. And now it will return to Isale. Back to Clark. Diaz in front of him. Now Isale with the diagonal. Another diagonal coming across the middle. Crawford's there. Positioning by the Ole defense of particular emphasis. And they're there quite a bit. In the right position over and over. one of the more disciplined teams, perhaps the most in the FCS.
Timeout.
As we see Davide DePoce there
So I have to
of Detroit Imperial.
clean the middle. Okay. We're gonna get a mop, and then you guys, her and your brother, her brother and sister.
And it's a timeout for Olay. If you're enjoying the game, be sure to tune into the third half, the live podcast by the FCS Live team every Thursday at 8 p.m. Discussions perhaps just as hot as what's going on right here between Coach Pierce Brannigan, Amin Unzar, and company. But it's every Thursday at 8 p.m. Discussions about what's going on in the league, what's the latest.
Just go forward and back. That's it.
We had a great show last night with Mackenzie Rogers jumping on the show of Chicago House, leading that Chicago women's team to a 2-0 start as they await their date with the women's side of this team right here, Olay. That won't be for another month or so, but they do get Lansing tomorrow, and that's the doubleheader that will be coming up. You'll hear more about that at halftime. Mose Crawford and the Olay guys. You see Danny Diaz, J.R. Real right there, those three. Been on the same line all night tonight, along with Cesar Alayo, donning the captain's armband. As Olay walks back out on the floor with his 2-goal lead. They scored both in the first, within the first 3 minutes, and it's been no goals since then. So well done from Imperial to stop the bleeding, as it looked like Olay might go on a run. Sometimes they score their goals so quick. And that man, Danny Diaz, for Olay, he has one of the two tonight. He was at the back post at the right time. And play restarts through Olay. High press from Imperial, causing some issues for Olay. But they're able to get out of it. Now a long one. Diaz trying to bring it down. Crawford's in the area. And it's going to get kicked out of play by Imperial. Here comes the Olay attack. Oh, Danny Diaz missed a wide open net. He's about to be Mr. Back Post ×2 for tonight. Wow. Take another look at it. He is not going to want to see that replay, probably ever. And I understand what it's like to live on the back post and to miss an easy one. It's not fun. DePoce goes back to Mena. He's going long once again. And it's over the head of number 3, Tarek Lamarty. First time we've said his name all night, getting minutes for this Imperial squad here with just under 3 to go in the first. J.R. Real getting out of some pressure. Danny Diaz coming over. Can he keep it in play? He does for a second, but his momentum will be too much, and it will be Imperial. No, deflection? Deflection, says the referee. Last touch by Imperial, so it is Olay ball. Imperial win it right back. Miscommunication there between Futsal Nasrallah and Lamarty. Rolling foul on Detroit. So in the course of play, Detroit committing a foul, so that will be their 5th. And that puts them right at the edge. No more fouls can be allowed, or they will give up a 10-meter penalty. And it was actually a handball they called on Emerson Mena, goalkeeper of Detroit Imperial, coming out of his arc. I missed where that was.
He's a second year. He just hasn't been playing.
But it will be 5 for them, and they will have to be careful for the next 2:20. It says 2:07 on your screen. I can see up there at the scoreboard 2:15 right now. Lyle into the corner. Olay on this attack. Gets it back. No chance there. And Mena collects. He's looking down the court once again. Finds DePoche. Ball inside. Not strong enough to make it to Lamarty. And now Olay look to go down the line. 2v1. Slide tackle from Kevin Rodriguez keeps them at bay as we tick under 2 minutes to go. Lito Esquivel bringing the ball back all the way to Mendoza. He goes. Gets it right back. Chip up, looking for Pablo Real. And him and his brother JR will be whistled for a foul here. That will be their 3rd of the half. As Faisal Nasrallah stands over for Imperial, taking another look at the foul. I'm guessing it was the first play there. I think JR might have got him in the back of the legs. When he fell down, it didn't really look like there was much contact in that instance, assuming it was the former. And another whistle against Olay for their 4th foul of the half. With just over a minute to play. Olay think it's theirs, but the ball belongs to Imperial. Unzar puts it into play, and Pablo Real snags it. Unzar fighting for it and is able to win a kick in deep in his own territory. DePoche, a little chip, and it's blocked by Pablo Real. Mena now with the restart. Going long, controlled by Unzar, but taken over. Here's Ethan Jansen of Olay. Takes a shot right on the edge of his arc. Fantastic save from Emerson Mena. His 9th of the night. And nearly challenged again by Lito Esquivel. Under 30 seconds to play now. And here's a 1v keeper, Ethan Jansen. Emerson Mena can't do enough. And it's the 3rd goal just before the half for the Olay Red. From number 3, Ethan Jansen. He beats Emerson Mena to the 5-hole. A little bit quicker than Mena was to get down and block it. And they get another one before half. And if you're Imperial, this is not what you wanted to do right before the halftime break, just seconds before the horn. So we have 1.9 left on the clock, and it will be played in.
And that's the half. Olay 3, Detroit.
We end half number 1 with a score line. Olay Futsal 3, Detroit Imperial 0. And a very, very disappointing way to end it for Imperial, as you had been keeping that 2-0 score line for nearly 17 minutes. Probably a little bit over 17 minutes, and in the last 30 seconds giving up a goal, making this margin just a little bit bigger as they head into the locker room, and we'll see what team comes back out. They're going to need to give a lot to get the scoreline back in their favor. We'll have more halftime thoughts like that in the Ally Halftime Marketing Show. Coming up on the other side of the ad break, you're watching the Futsal Champions Series on FCS Live. Don't go anywhere.
The attack.
Kleppel now with it. Space inside. Shot. He finds the back of the net. Lansing City up by 1.
We haven't said it yet this season, but what a rocket from Jeremy Kleppel across.
Lyle turning his back, trying to get in front of it and also protect himself as Kleppel finds the side net and gives Lansing.
Committing a crime so you can try to escape from prison. Bad idea. Go into the pod escape room to play an escape game with your friends. Great idea. Test your skill as an astronaut in outer space. Find Santa in Save Christmas. Or take a vacation to an abandoned island. Just don't get stuck there. The Pod Escape Room. Learn more at thepodlansing.com.
Nice run out of here at Lansing City. Oh, excellent play. Lansing City with a goal. We were just talking about Ole's ability to make the extra pass, and wouldn't you know it, Lansing City does the same exact thing.
Just to comment about Jenga, another reason why the story is different this year for Lansing City is Jenga's team looked a lot better on the road than it did last year.
They did, yeah, they looked a lot better, and that's the part for me that I start to wonder about is some of these tactical decisions, because they have the effort, they're getting more talented players like Ewal Bagassi. He looked like a really strong player, and he's new to futsal as well. Shota Takabarake, he continues to have an impact every time he comes out.
Keeper play was good.
Yeah, keeper play
Jason
was
Quimzon. Like, if I'm a fan of Midwest and I watch that game, and we have what I would be, in my opinion, one of the best keepers in the league, and he's not playing the second half.
Yeah, and to Marco, what we saw, he gave up 6 goals. Lucario was in there for 20 minutes. First half, didn't give up any. And so, that's a huge disparity.
You're watching the Futsal Champions Series on FCS Live.
sliding tackle, and if Montez saved that, outstanding effort as well.
Kansas City in the attack, moving it. Blanco, did he make it? He did, says the referee. Goal number 4 for Lansing City. They pull ahead.
There's a pass to Blanco.
Yeah, Blanco
got it.
Yeah,
Oh,
Blanco
wow.
touched it.
Great
Did you hear me
effort.
say Blanco puts it away? That's all right. It hit the inside back post. For Lansing City, they're the new pieces that looked promising in the Jenga game. Alec Nas, Alessandro Blanco, Ali Ahmed, Benny Alashari, Beto Espinal, the new players, and the growth of Jack Fisher, Drew Barney, physically and just in the game. Addition of Diego Bobadilla. We didn't see him in the last game, but I expect to see him here. I think that promising play from Ethan Castaneda, that is going to face a true test here. I mean, it will. You could say it's the ultimate test. Perhaps the ultimate test would be Ole away, maybe. But obviously you're playing the best team in the league that has shown that. So it's kind of like what is the state of these promising pieces for Lansing City and maturity. What is the state of that? And I just have to mention before we move on here, that game was so amazing. You know how many players under the age of 20 were a part of it?
A lot.
Oh my goodness.
A lot of them.
Ethan Castaneda, there's been times where something that he does in the game is exposed, or mistakes and things like that. He was amazing in this game. Last week against Jenga he was, and in this game he played really well, and I think the things that Lansing City have been investing in are starting to pay off. Gomez putting heavy pressure on. And here he is. He finishes. Ole go up by 1.
And when you think about the addition of Daniel De Leon and what he means to this team, we told you that he was the assist leader last season. The goal. Outstanding effort from De Leon to create that. Really good positioning and understanding.
You're watching the Futsal Champions Series on FCS Live.
We're ticking down to the final moments. Shoreline City trying to put something together. Aldoni Mendez, he's shielding off Hasevic's toe poke, finds the back of the net. Shoreline's up by 1 with a minute to play.
Wow, Aldoni Mendez just showing his intelligence to shield the ball, to not let Hasevic come through, and just to prevent, Hasevic is pulling at him, just prevent any.
Ball being the rocket it is, that could cause some trouble tonight for Fabian Rodriguez in goal. And Shoreline, big time stop right off it, and the rebound buried in there. And Shoreline just continuing to lay it on thick.
Committing a crime so you can try to escape from prison. Bad idea. Going to the pod escape room to play an escape game with your friends. Great idea. Test your skill as an astronaut in outer space. Find Santa in Save Christmas. Or take a vacation to an abandoned island. Just don't get stuck there. The Pod Escape Room. Learn more at thepodlansing.com.
Tonight, the first ever FIFA Women's Futsal World Cup takes place. At Detroit go in, and they get the first of the night. Wonderful work deep into the Jenga zone. There was Detroit Imperial, and we see them with a sigh of relief after opportunity after opportunity. And who else? Depoche to Abdullah Assal.
Kenzie plays it in. Gets it right back to Ramsey Termanini. Weisenhunt's across. Whoa! Hold up! Ramsey Termanini from the circle.
And just like that, Jenga is back in this match. What a shot from Termanini from deep.
My.
Unbelievable. He unleashes.
Welcome to the Ally Marketing Halftime Show. Ally Marketing, let's be friends.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ally Marketing Halftime Show. We're at the halftime break between Ole Futsal and Detroit Imperial. Ole up 3-0 at half. It was a disappointing end for Imperial as they were only down 2 into the last 30 seconds, and they gave up a goal to Ethan Jansen. 3 different goal scorers for Ole as we take a look at the stat sheet for them. It was David Zavala with 3 shots, Danny Diaz 3, and a goal. J.R. Real has 2 shots, a goal, and an assist. Mendoza with 7 saves has not been scored on. And for Imperial, Emerson Mena, 10 saves with 3 goals against on him. Asala and Depoche both have 5 shots apiece. And no output on the goal side for them. Scoreless at the half. You know, this first half, the very beginning, it was like, this might be a rout. This might be Ole scoring 2 quick goals and continuing on and putting Imperial under very quickly. But Imperial were able to shut that down, keep them at bay. They had some chances of their own. Emerson Mena had some great saves. As I mentioned, he has it looks like he only has 9. My stat thing changed right away, so maybe I gave him an extra one by accident. 9 or 10 saves in there. And he has kept Ole out of the back of the net on a few occasions. And Mendoza's added some of his own, a couple in key moments. Imperial are pressing, but one of the biggest concerns I think for Imperial is going into half number 2. Ole have been able to stay very rested, as they usually do all year long, playing those 3 lines, rotating very quickly. And for Imperial, their key players, a lot of them are playing much of the game. I mean, we've seen Davide Depoche out there probably 80 to 90% of the time. Abdullah Saleh is probably up there in percentage. Kevin Rodriguez, Amin Unzar as well. And they're just seeing the floor a lot. And there are, they are playing several, different players at times. Like we've seen Dylan Clark get some minutes, Aureliano get some minutes. We saw at the end Tarek Lamardi, Faisal Nasrallah, who's a new name for them. They have had some significant minutes as well, but they are heavily relying, as many teams do in the league, on their first line and some key players there. So what will that look like in the second half? We've seen Ole kind of take advantage of that and start piling on more goals in some games similar to this. But perhaps the defensive structure and hold of Detroit Imperial and Mena will keep them at bay, and maybe they can find a quick attack. Emerson Mena has been distributing long down the floor all game long. They're looking for that quick opportunity. He's a very good distributor of the ball in net. I expect to see him in goal again for this second half. They don't usually switch up for halves. Maybe we'll see Michael Forbes come on the floor if they really want to add a 5th attacker. He is a good goalkeeper and is their go-to choice for flying the keeper. On the other hand, for Ole, we'll likely see a goalkeeper change. Andres Montes usually flipping in the second half. A good goalkeeper himself. So we'll see how that impacts the game. We are getting closer and closer to the second half kick. Ole up 3-0. What's happening in the second half? Will foul count be a part of it? It didn't impact the first half, but Imperial did get to 5, and Ole were creeping up close there. These matches between these two teams has been has had composure issues in the past. So far, it's great, but we'll see what happens in the second half. In the second half kick, we're going to bring you to the court right now as we're just about ready for the kick. Ole trying to extend their lead from 3 to 4, 5, and more. We'll see if they can get any quick wins like they did in the first half. And for Detroit Imperial, can they get a goal in the back of the net? That would be a huge step in trying to get a handle back in this game, as it looks like Montez is called upon early to make a save. And the ball was last deflected by Imperial. As the second half commences here in Homeschool Building. And now here come Ole on the attack. A ball to Martinez, not quite there. Now Imperial on the attack. Unzar trying to find space. His shot's not there. Depoche trying to collect. He's still got it. The ball goes out of frame there. And it looks like it's a foul against Ole for the first of the half. Abdullah Saleh stepping over it. He's got a man on the front post, back post, and Depoche to his left. 2 in the wall for Ole. Esquivel in the mix and Montez in goal. And his shot comes to him. Barely got a hand on it, but was able to make it happen. And keeping Imperial out. They could be in trouble for another one. Empty net. Mena gets back in time on the shot from Aaron Gomez, who adds to his tally. So we take another look. Mena quick to get back. He had a Sala there as well. Now here is Detroit Imperial on the far side. Opportunity goes just wide of the post. Lito Esquivel thought it was last touched by Imperial, but a corner kick is given. Depoche comes over to take it. Trying to get the ball across the face of goal by force, and Zavala won't let it through. And here is goalkeeper Michael Forbes for Detroit Imperial, as we mentioned in the halftime break. Coming out as a flying goalkeeper. Adding a 5th attacker. And the ball is turned over to Ole. But right back at the foot of Depoche, keeping it in the attacking zone. Down the line. Depoche getting it back and sliding. Aaron Gomez keeps it out. Oh, actually, I think that might have been Johan Vasquez that kept it out. A little push there from Cesar Martinez. No call. And Forbes will put it into play. He's still talking to the official about the push. And Brannigan is also, Coach Pierce Brannigan is also chatting with the official. It did look like a push from here, but the official was standing right there and must have seen something that we didn't. There is Davide Depoche of this Imperial squad. And his contribution in the first half, of course, goes beyond the stat sheet, but definitely not what he's hoping for. As he has definitely been an anchor for this Detroit Imperial side, not only in this season but in seasons past. Really becoming synonymous with this core group of guys that used to be Midwest and now are Detroit Imperial. They have the possession here in the attacking half. Here's Forbes. Sale at the point, working with the Poche on the far side. Two defenders surrounding Forbes, trying to shield it away. I think Olay wanted a foul. They're not going to get one.
As long as we keep rotating, we're good. As long as we keep shifting.
Imperial still committing to this fifth attacker look
What a team waits for
with Michael Forbes.
For everybody to get not tired, but mess up. Like, oh, this is so boring.
As he retreats back and takes his touch in the defending half.
You don't move.
Ball up top, looking for Rodriguez. Able to win possession for a moment, but it's J.R. Real with it. Now right back to Unzar. Rodriguez, slide tackle from Danny Diaz. Able to slow down the attack enough. But Imperial are still pressing. And they have possession here and have possessed for much of this half. Definitely some to do with them bringing up a fifth attacker in Michael Forbes, who has it here.
But they're not. He's supposed to be deep there.
Imperial not yet able to find a clean look. So they face the rock-solid defense of Olay, handling this extra attacker very well. Vasquez wins it. Now a giveaway. Counter for Imperial, 3v2 to Poche at the near post. It's Andres Montes with a yell. And the face mask coming up with his second save of the night. Right back to 5 attackers for Imperial. How long can they keep this pressure up? Can they do it without giving up an open net goal? Here they are, and Montes makes the sliding save. And he has it to distribute now with 15 to go. Montes, off the ball from Montes, was Forbes who came out and was able to win it. Olay trying to gain possession, bouncing around. It's Imperial now, and the slide from Cesar Elias. He sprints to the bench for a sub. And Olay will complete their line change to their third line. Pablo Real, Daniel De Leon, Mose Crawford, and Ethan Jansen in that line as Andres Montes collects a long shot at the near post. It's Unzar, Rodriguez, Isale, and DePoche out there for Imperial as they get whistled for their first foul of the half. And Unzar is not happy about it. And a conversation here with the official and Lito Esquivel and Coach Fabian Rodriguez. Perhaps maybe about substitution. I'm not exactly sure what the discussion was. It was a warning to the bench is what we're hearing. What exactly they're being warned of, you can probably take a good guess. Probably something they're saying to the referee that he does not appreciate, and he will put an end to that. Ball going back to Forbes. I think maybe he was thinking that was his second touch, but it wasn't called. It's going to be Olay with the possession here on the far side, putting the ball into play. Attempt to the middle, denied. Will be Mose Crawford once again. Imperial able to regain possession. And now back to Olay, it's Pablo Real. Toe poke blocked by Rodriguez. This will be a corner kick for Olay. Ball comes across off the first time. Owes Crawford. Connected well there. Now down goes De Leon, no call. Saleh on the defense. And Olay come away with it. Olay go quickly, Forbes up. Pablo Real still fighting for it. And Saleh able to fend them off enough for Forbes to collect. High pressure from Olay. They win it back. Daniel De Leon on the left side. Double comes. Out of play. Last touch by Abu Shaban. Dula Saleh trying to catch his breath. He's seen the floor a lot tonight. As the ball gets deflected out, and it will be restarted from Forbes. No goals yet in this second half. 12 and a half remaining. Get the feeling that the next goal will say a lot about the direction of this game. A fourth goal by Olay, as you can see, Saleh really needs a break. But a fourth goal by Olay feels like it would take all the wind out of this Imperial team with whatever wind they have left, giving it their all. And player like this here on the front of your screen, number 10, Depoche, collecting a lot of minutes. And if it's Imperial, though, that break through first in this second half, it's suddenly a 2-goal match. They've had a lot of possession with the flying goalkeeper. We'll see if they continue to do that at all. Zavala goes down the line, puts it across. And Depoche was able to keep it from going any further. Gomez thought it belonged to him. No, says the referee. Quickly to the far side. Looking for Clark, but it's Montez who sends it away. And it goes all the way back beyond the end line. Depoche able to draw the whistle. Second foul of the match. Of the half for Depoche, and he tries to go quick, but is whistled back. As Michael Forbes comes up the floor. 5 attackers for Detroit. Diamond zone for Olay. And they keep that one away. Goes out for a corner. Davide Depoche, the engine for this Detroit Imperial team, as Montez collects the ball off the corner. And he will go long. Emerson Mena back in net, sliding out, keeping Gomez at bay. Aaron Gomez, such a dangerous pivot. Up there for Olay, providing an opportunity to break the line as Lito Esquivel shielding Unzar on the giveaway. No whistle from the referee. Martinez gives it away. Here's Depoche the other way. Nearly found Dylan Clark at the back post, but the Olay defense was there. Zavala kicking it away. David Zavala's got 4 shots of his own tonight. 1 foul to his name. And now Depoche asking for 10 meters. Not sure what Cesar Martinez is upset about there. Here comes the play. Got space. Dylan Clark to DePoche. First time blocked by Martinez. Olay transitioning the other way. Aaron Gomez is at the back post, but DePoche is there first to intercept the pass. And now they're really getting into it over there. Wow. Yellow card for Cesar Martinez. And Isale is very upset. You saw him come over and looked like he grabbed Cesar Martinez. And there's someone out there that's not even with a jersey. I don't know if it's a coach or what. It's definitely not Fabian Rodriguez out there on the floor. As there's discussion between the officials, see what happens here. You can see Isale was getting very upset on the slide from Martinez. And it looks like we might have missed something in that replay. And DePoche is very upset. Mena's talking with him. Waiting to hear confirmation of what was going on as the officials chat. And if there's anything that needs to be reviewed, there is video support on site. We're getting confirmation that the yellow did go to Davide DePoche. And there is an official timeout here.
Pause for a moment.
I don't know if they are going to be looking at something on the replay or going back to the camera feeds live, as they are able to do that on site. So I believe this is going to be a replay, possibly checking this play out. I think Cesar Martinez slid. He did receive a yellow in all of that had just happened. I think Asala was so upset because he felt like it was a very, very aggressive and dangerous slide that was much after the play. And then after the play, we saw Isale come up, and it looked like he grabbed Martinez. And that was kind of the reason that I was surprised that there was nothing given for that or talked about with that. Definitely looked like he had his hands on him near his head and neck area. We did not get that on replay, but you can go back and look for yourself. And he's got the red card out, and he is getting it for Isale after taking a look at it. Wow. Tarek Lamarty's telling his team to walk off the court. His teammates telling him to sit back down. But Abdullah Isale has no choice but to exit the pitch. And as I mentioned, we did not get that on replay in our studio, but if you go back and take a look, I quite clearly remember seeing hands on the head and neck area from Isale. Seems to be a good incident of video support to pull out the red. Now, what was given for what happened before that? I think a yellow on Cesar Martinez, and nothing else determined by the officials. Nothing else warranted. It did seem like a pretty late tackle, but of course, nothing really can be said about hands grabbing to the head and neck area. And so as a result of the red card, as things are continued to talk about here, I think Imperial just upset They will be down a player for 2 minutes or until Ole scores. And it is confirmed that it was Abdullah Saleh, number 6, who got the red card, as we expected. And some antagonizing cheers from the fans. And it will be Detroit ball after all of that. So a man down. Imperial will be, I believe,
Number 3 was ready to quit on me.
and it would be for the next 2 minutes or until Ole scores. So it would be at 8:30 remaining. And indeed, they are playing a man down for the next 2 minutes. Lito Esquivel bringing the ball up. Definitely not a good time to be a man down if you're Detroit Imperial. Haven't given up on a goal this half. Fighting for your way back in. And a team like Ole, to be a man up for 2 minutes. It will be a tough grind for the next 2 minutes for the east side team. This shot doesn't get through to Mena. DePoche still has it, presumably trying to waste as much time as he can in a dangerous area. In this case, as Mena will collect it and distribute. He goes long. It's going to be too far for Dylan Clark. Not the worst option in the world, though, as the clock does start once it releases from Mena's hands. So able to shave a couple seconds off, but here come Ole. Ball into the middle, taken by DePoche. He's trying to burn some clock. Still has it. J.R. Real is there. Unzar is there. J.R. Real throws him to the ground. Surely a caution. No, I guess. Wow, that seemed very... He is still kind of having a scuffle with Unzar there. Seemed like a very clear, they're still getting into it. Referee's there. Very surprised that no caution was given to Real. It very clearly looked like he grabbed him and threw him out of bounds. But it was a foul issued for Ole. And there might need to be more action taken from the officiating crew, as both teams are still hot. The entire Ole bench is up. Actually kind of getting in the way of the official who's going up and down on that side. As this one-man advantage continues for the next 15 seconds. Mena still trying to keep him out. And in the final seconds, it's Lito Esquivel. And he's trying to say something. His teammates are trying to hold him back. Amin Unzar is there. Lito Esquivel breaks through in the final 15 seconds of the one-player advantage. Imperial almost got out of it. Mena was there, got off his hands, and DePoche couldn't respond quick enough after the deflection. So 4 goals now for Ole. And back to full strength go Detroit Imperial, now without Abdullah Saleh. A total of 4 fouls for Ole, and the fans still waving the flag. They're loving what they're seeing. And this 4-0 lead now with under 10 to go. Danny Diaz takes it away. Tries to sneak it by Mena. He can't. Mena goes long. Will be Detroit kicking deep in their offensive zone. Poche to take it. Tries to chip it by Diaz. Is he able to win it back? Goes out of bounds. Both teams think it's their ball, and Poche upset by the call, and here's Real. Nice ball into Diaz on the release. And a timeout called by Detroit Imperial. The first timeout of this half as we see Johan Vasquez and Danny Diaz come off the court. So Coach Pierce Brannigan now getting the chance to talk with his guys. And on the other side, it's Coach Fabian Rodriguez addressing his team for the first time. In a calm moment after all those fireworks. This has been not so friendly of a last few minutes, but you know who will be your friends is Ally Marketing. If you're looking for a partner in the marketing space, check out allymarketing.us, the official marketing partner of the Futsal Champions Series. Ally Marketing, let's be friends. Pierce Brannigan and the rest of the Imperial guys getting set and ready for the next 8:08. Mena talking over some what seems to be some distribution strategy. They have their work cut out for them in the last 8 minutes here. They immediately go long, and it's taken over by J.R. Real and Ole. Slide there from Mena, keeping Ole at bay. Ball on the far side now. It's played in. Vasquez finds Diaz. Off Mena. Mena's down. He looks hurt. Deflection came off of Diaz, and the play will be stopped. There was no call on it. It didn't look like there was a foul. Might have just been some kind of a collision. Let's hope that Emerson Mena is okay. Nice show of some sportsmanship there from Alayo and Diaz. Hoping nothing ill against the Detroit keeper. And they will substitute in Michael Forbes for the time being. 12 saves on the night for Emerson Mena. Actually more, no, it's tied. Combined saves are 12 between the two Ole goalkeepers as well. Rodriguez trying to go down the line. Kept possession for a moment, but it goes to Ole now. Forbes will track this one down. And now Imperial across half. To Poche, down he goes. And the whistle will blow for the fifth foul against the home side. So we take another look at that foul. Looks like he got a little clipped, maybe pushed by Ethan Jansen. Hard to see with Alayo right there. But for the next 7 minutes, Ole cannot commit another foul, or they will give up a penalty from the 10-meter spot. Oh, going up high was Amin Unzar. Didn't miss by much. As this one goes long, and Forbes has to make a save out in his arc, as Jansen was trying to get goal number 2 for him.
Grand Rapids corner.
Those 5 fouls for Ole. Perhaps that will leave a door open for Imperial to get back into this game. Ole are on the attack, though, trying to make it more, and it's missed at the near post. Forbes going to midcourt. DePoche. Back to Unzar. Chip coming from DePoche, trying to find Unzar. He goes to the ground. No whistle. Crowd yelling at him to stand up. Giving away to Ole. De Leon goes down, and Unzar is going to receive a yellow on a pretty deliberate kick right into De Leon's ankle. And that is his second yellow. So he will also exit the pitch, making the long walk across the court. And he has some choice words for the Ole bench. So the second red card of the match. And he had to know it was coming. It was a very deliberate kick of the ankle against Daniel De Leon, and he was already on a yellow. So the second yellow becomes a red. And he joins Asale in the locker room. Actually just getting some correction here from onside. It looks like he wasn't already on a yellow. We had that incorrect. But when he was coming to the bench, he kicked a water bottle and got a red for that. That seems, I don't know, that seems odd to get a straight red for kicking a water bottle unless it was maybe at somebody. Whatever it was off screen. I thought originally it was a double yellow, so we'll have to check on that.
Ole.
But it's a second red for this Imperial squad tonight. Currently down 4 with 5.5 to go. And Imperial are not without not playing a man down, as the crowd was asking for a handball. They won't get one there. But they're not playing a man down, and I believe the rule is that the red card was issued to a player that was not in the court at the time as he was going off. So he was already off the court, and yes, that is confirmed because he was off the court when he received it. That is why Detroit is not playing with a man down. So they are still at full strength, but they have less than 5 minutes now to make up 4 goals. And they're without Abdullah Isale and Amin Unzar, who have been 2 of the most impactful players tonight, probably along with Davide DePoche for this Imperial squad tonight. And, of course, Emerson Mena, as always. It's still Forbes in net. He comes across half in a slide here. Getting the ball, says the referee. And Now the whistle blows, and it is against Imperial for their third foul of the half.
Foul. Detroit.
And another foul here. Two right in a row for Imperials. They have an opportunity here. Wow. Gabriele Aureliano saying he got grabbed. It looked like he did from Cesar Martinez, trying to be sneaky about it. The officials did not catch it. I think he prevented him from being in a good position there. And it is Olay now with an opportunity. And Gomez is going to take it away, and Forbes comes and slides. And he's upset. Looked like that was pretty aggressive, probably a yellow card. And he is going to receive it. And that's 5 fouls for Detroit Imperial. So any more fouls and we'll be taking 10-meter penalties either side. The ball will be moved back. And now space being given. So with just over 4 to go, more futsal to be played. And hopefully it is futsal that we see for these last 4 minutes. And nothing beyond that. DePoche's ball down the line, too far for Kevin Rodriguez. Montez will put it back into play. Vasquez to the sideline. Down the line goes Gomez. Out of bounds, last touched by Gomez. And Imperial put it into play. .350 on the clock. Forbes across half. And he'll stay. Turning the ball into DePoche. Body hits the ground on the far side, no call. And Imperial retain possession. Chip to the far side, Rodriguez collects. Now DePoche with his back to goal. Working with Rodriguez, also back to goal. Here comes the double. And dribbles it out of bounds. And Olay will take over right in front of their bench. Back to Montez they go. Looking for a way out. Imperial with a nice diagonal. Oh, and it's just barely saved by Montez. Nearly got through for the first goal of the match for Imperial, but Montez shuts the door. Under 3 to go now. Nasrallah trying to find DePoche around the goal, but Montez collects it. Olay are waiting for a line change. High pressure from Imperial. Forbes still in net. We have not seen the return of Mena. He did go out after being banged up, but presumably, even if he was ready to go back in, as we have a header from Rodriguez. Doesn't come up with it. Another chance. Alayo shuts the door. DePoche on the follow-up. Still fighting for it. Olay come out with possession. Danny Diaz down the line. And Forbes stops him in his tracks. And his distribution juked out his own player. I think that was Nasrallah. And J.R. Real drags him to the ground. Will be whistled for. Should be the 6th foul, I believe. And it is. So Imperial, with just under 2 to go, will have a penalty from 10 meters away. And Montez is going to receive a yellow. Actually looked like he got a little bit of a push from the referee there. That seemed out of character. Perhaps just trying to get him away, but he will receive a yellow for coming up in that case, and it will be Michael Forbes who stands over it. Can he inject some life into this Imperial team and perhaps give a fighting chance in the final 2 minutes? Still would be asking a lot, but a goal here doesn't hurt at all. Montez ready for it. Here comes the kick. Forbes is denied by Andres Montez. The fans love it. Depoche's shot goes over the bar. We take another look at the save. Guessed the right way and got his hands above his head to hit it away. So no goal for Imperial. Still fighting to the very end. Can they get one? Likely out of reach now, unless perhaps a bunch of fouls committed by Ole, but surely they would play on the safe side and not allow that to happen. Good defense from Cesar Alayo, denying Depoche. A little over 60 seconds now. It's Lito Esquivel down the line. Danny Diaz goes down, and Imperial win it. Won by Ole. J.R. Real. It's pulled down, all but pulled down by Nasrallah, and surely that will be a caution for him. And it is their 5th foul. We had one extra. See if we take another look at it. Just really got by him. Jersey grab, ends up basically pulling him down. I did not see a yellow given, but I would be very surprised if it wasn't. And I'm getting confirmation that it was a yellow card to Nasrallah. So here is Lito Esquivel with the shot. Oh my goodness. Off the crossbar from Lito Esquivel, but it was an excellently taken strike. Just a little bit high. Wow. 40 seconds to go. Fans are still cheering for their home side. Can they get another goal? Danny Diaz can't get by Forbes. Yeah, J.R. Real, as we take another look at that strike. Whoa! From Esquivel. Boy, that one was very close. Forbes was there, but I don't think he was. I think if that one had been a little bit lower, it still would have gotten by his outstretched arms. 20 seconds to play. Forbes up the floor, and he missed touches there. Final 15 seconds, and Imperial, I think the foul was called for them, but I think Depoche is saying we had a clear advantage opportunity. As the official chats with Danny Diaz, we'll take another look at it.
2 seconds, just let it go.
I think the foul was on Danny Diaz right there, and Depoche was like, hey, we had advantage. I had a diagonal there and possibly a 1v keeper on the other side. But instead, it's another 6-foul penalty. Depoche comes up to take it. He's denied. Montez with 2 saves from the 10-meter spot tonight. And in the end, didn't really matter in this case. 10 more seconds, and it will be all over. Kevin Rodriguez still battling, and surely this will be it as Lito Esquivel holds on to the balls. We see the save once again from Montez. Did he actually get a touch in that, or was it just wide? That's the question here. Can't quite see. Might have just been wide. I don't know. I thought he touched it at first. Yeah, he did push it. So that's how we end. 4-0 to Ole. Only one goal scored in the second half. And there were indeed some moments of explosion. 2 red cards issued, both to Imperial. That was started by a slide tackle from Cesar Martinez that he received a yellow for. And the retaliation from Asale could not be ignored. And that's really where things started to get a little bit crazy, but it had been 0-0 the whole half. As you see Montez celebrating with the fans, excited about his performance tonight with 11 saves, including 2 from the 10-meter spot. And Ole improved to 5-0 on the year. And Detroit just their second loss. For Imperial, Davide DePoche was a key figure. He did have 12 shots of his own, but he saw the court a lot tonight and had possession a lot tonight as well. Before the red card, Abdullah Saleh was playing a key role, as well as Amin Unzar. And they both got reds. So we take a look at the stats for the whole teams. Here's where we sit. Almost even on shots, 2 assists for Ole. We did not track the corners tonight or the steals, but saves were fairly even, blocks fairly even. Cards heavily in favor of Imperial. Really just goals and cards were really the only things from the stat sheet that had some significant differences. And I think in that second half, Imperial definitely had an opportunity. To get back in that game. And that moment with Asale and the red card really threw a wrench in it all and made it pretty hectic. Had to play with a man down, and just at the end of that 2 minutes, it was Lito Esquivel who got goal number 4 and really put this game out of reach. As we see them gather with their team, Coach Fabian Rodriguez saying some words as their team gets their 5th win of the year. And of course, that does put them at the top of the standings with 15 points, tying Imperial with 15 points, but 2 games lesser. We can take a look at those standings. They won't be updated for today's match. We can take a look and see where we are at. Coming into this game, Imperial on the top and Ole at 3. So Ole will go on top and Imperial next, and all the other standings stay the same. Now, plus 28 goal differential for the unbeaten FCS champs. And who will they be facing next? It looks like their next game will be hosting Lansing City in 2 weeks. Wow, that's an exciting rematch to look forward to. The first one, such a good game. Andres Montes still fired up. You can see him right there. But yeah, Saturday, February the 7th, Ole will face Lansing City for the second match, this time at home. That first one, possibly the best game we've seen in FCS history. And for Imperial, it's going to be a different story because they will be without Asale and without Unzar at a minimum for the next game, where they will face Shoreline at home. That's a big one. That could be, right now, it's the battle for the 2 seed. They will be without those 2 players. Welcoming the Mendez trio, Alex Aldoni and Chris, to Schoolcraft College in Detroit. And I have to think that it might be more than just a single game suspension for Asale on his, if what I saw the first time was correct, very violent conduct from him could prove to be more than just a single game. So they'll have to sort those things out. And they'll finish off the year against Midwest and Olay. But for Olay, it is all smiles. The 4-goal victory, defending home court once again. And if you enjoy the action tonight, we are not done for the weekend. We have 2 more games, a doubleheader tomorrow in the Lansing City Arena. And here it is on FCS Live tomorrow, 5:15 p.m. Eastern. The Lansing City ladies will welcome those from Chicago House, who are 2-0, looking for their 3rd straight victory. These 2 teams met just a couple of weeks ago, and Chicago House won that one fairly comfortably. I think it was 8-1. But they will be facing out off at the Lansing City Arena tomorrow. And right after it, the second half of the doubleheader, the 2 men's teams collide as the Chelinsky brothers will see the court, and Ethan Castaneda, standout young player in goal for Lansing City, has been playing very good this year, especially at home. And that young core of Lansing City guys that have had some very good games will be called upon once again to defend the Lansing City Arena and get their 4th win of the year. That's all coming up on FCS Live tomorrow. Coverage will start right around 4:45 p.m. Eastern. Should be a fun one. And that wraps up the action for tonight and Friday night futsal in the Futsal Champions Series. Olay Futsal Club take this one 4-0 over Detroit Imperial. I'm Jared Kleppel along with the rest of the FCS Live production crew. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see you guys tomorrow for the doubleheader in Lansing. Good night. They're currently down 2. Here's Hindich at the near post. She slots it in. What a placement.
Yeah, fantastic
from number 9,
placement.
Medina Hindich. We take another look.
That's what,
wow.
Olay has to be frustrated with the goalkeeping. I mean, he's going to be the best pivot in the league. Best pivot in the league. Yeah, we really hadn't even talked about him yet today. So incredible on the ball. His ability to hold up play, his ability to allow the offense to run through him, his creativity, his ability to capture the ball and spin and shoot and score. It's just really one of the best in the league. I mean, him and Trezor Crispane, I think, are the best, the most solid traditional pivots that we have in the league.
Yeah.
I was pleasantly surprised with how we did. I feel like we did compete to the level that we could. I think you could definitely tell, like, our lack of experience. I think some of our goals were generally just some mistakes, and I think it's like a combination of nerves and just not, having the experience playing at the pace that we were playing. It's really fast, and I think if we tighten that up, like, we could have, stayed really there with them, which is cool. I think for our first game, especially going against a team like Olay, I was really proud of the way we played.
Yeah,